hello. Hi, Iwin. Hi. Wait a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. How are you? Hello. I'm updating an app. Yeah, I know, right? I made sure before I started my stream, I made sure to reset my app just a couple times just to make sure. Just to make sure. I was like I cannot like if it did. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, how are you? We're just gonna make small talk while I'm setting up my music because I have to update my freaking app. I'll check restream. Okay, sure. Mm. Oh man, come on, come on. Got home not too long ago. Got dinner. Ooh, okay. How's your Oh, I should actually eat. I ate like a salad that I made earlier and then also some crackers. But I'm kind of like, I kind of want something better. But later, I'll eat something else later. Mhm. Okay, okay. Also, are you restreaming me on your main account or the other one? Yeah, something we're feeling. Yeah, for sure. Okay. My app is now updated, so I can play goofy little music. Okay, hopefully it's fun. I'm never sure with these. There we go. Hello, everybody. Hi. Um, hang on. Okay. Anyways, how are you guys? Hello. Okay, testing. Is is your stream okay? Okay, yeah, sure. Everything should be set. Yeah. Anyways, hello. Good evening, afternoon, or morning, depending on where you're from in the world. Today we'll be discussing something that I've been hearing a lot of chatter about in the online space recently, mainly in the anime community, but also in the VTuber community, right? It is funny hearing from both antis and fans. So I wanted to just like discuss like fan service specifically because fan service is a kind of a trending topic these days, but especially Western Twitter has a lot of thoughts and opinions about it. A lot of antis have been very vocal about their opinions on YouTube as well, and I'm not here to change anyone's minds on fan service. I'm just kind of here to clarify some things. I'm here to discuss different types of fan service, what fan service is, if it's needed or not, and should you consume things with fan service. That's up to you to decide. But I just wanted to talk about things because it's a very broad topic, but people seem to only know about a very small percentage of it, and that's what I kind of don't like about the whole anti-anime, anti-fan service rhetoric, because if you're gonna hate on something, at least know all the other options first. It's like um yeah, I see. Yeah, exactly. If she's basically like the face of fan service last year, right? So was that last year or was that like earlier this year? I can't remember. But yeah, she was basically like the face of fan service because when I watched My Dress Up Darling, I was kind of like taken aback by a lot of fan service shots. And I have consumed fan service. I mean, you always have to consume fan service. It's kind of part of anime these days. Charlie, hello, welcome. But it's not just recent times. It's also like it was way worse back in the 80s. It's like they were they're just a lot more obvious now because there's a lot more anime viewers. A lot more people are checking out anime, so you are going to know about fan service scenes specifically because they're the ones that catch people off guard. But if you know, you know, right? But I wonder if fan service is discussed in cosplay circles too. Fan service in cosplay is completely normalized. It is not that big of a deal compared to the anime community, compared to video games, compared to VTubers. Like okay, so let me just like touch on that real quick. Cosplay, right, is dressing up as a character that you like. So you showing up in cosplay to an event and people recognize your character, that to them is fan service. You are a living, breathing version of a character that they like. That is already fan service. But when you're in cosplay communities, when you're in cosplay circles, there is a lot of fan service. It doesn't always have to be like like a waifu in a bikini top. No, it's like it's something as simple as let's say a character from Genshin Impact, like a husbando, right? Let's say like Zhongli, for example. It's very common to have a character like that, doing a kabedon on some people, or teasing them a little, and people like that shit. Like fan service is very common in cosplay, and it just depends on what kind of fan service. For example, with what was her name, Makima, was that her name, in from Chainsaw Man, right? It's very common to have people ask a cosplayer, a Makima cosplayer, to step on them, and it depends on the event if they allow that sort of thing, or if that's too lewd. But it is common. Like you are always allowed to ask certain things of cosplayers, but it's up to them if they want to do it. And if one person is like, "Hey, Makima, step on me," and she does it, a bunch of people are gonna keep asking for that. There's gonna be a bunch of people lining up. Um, there's a yeah kabedon and like kissing, head pats. That's very common in cosplay, and it's especially if you're friends with the person, then it's like they're definitely gonna be okay with that sort of thing. It just depends, but like always ask for permission first. Like you can't just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna grab this cosplayer's boobs," right? If you ask nicely, they might let you cop a feel. If you're friends, maybe they'll like give you like a little like a chest hug, right? They'll smother your face in their anime boobies. So it's like that sort of thing, very common, especially when you're also a cosplayer, right? Like I cosplay, so I'm used to this type of thing. I did mention not too long ago, I did cosplay as XJ9 from My Life as a Teenage Robot, and a lot of people are into that character. So I was also doing some fan service. It got a little embarrassing at times, but it's up to the cosplayers' own discretion if they want to do something more lewd, or if they're okay with whatever. What are we talking about? Well, right now I'm talking about cosplay fan service, because like Iwin just asked like if it's common, or like they mentioned it was common in cosplay. And yeah, fan service is very common in the anime community, but especially in cosplay. um, in video games, it depends on what you consider fan service, but it's not as obvious as something like like a fan servicey anime, right? Because like they're very blatant about it, whereas in video games it's like it depends on what you consider fan service. And that's like the main thing that a lot of people don't really know is like a lot of the people complaining about fan service on Twitter, for example, or even on YouTube, a lot of the time they're just kind of focusing on the same things. They're focused on accidentally walking in on a girl who's changing, or panty shots, or a zoom in on someone's cleavage, jiggle physics. All these things are like the very obvious form of fan service, because these are the things that are most commonly done in shonen anime, right? Like this is not meant for lesbians. This is not meant for straight women. This is meant for straight dudes. So they're the ones that are going to appeal. This is the demographic that this type of fan service is going to appeal to the most. So if you're like a woman who's not into that type of thing, you're going to get bothered. If you're a guy who's not like into that type of thing, you're going to get bothered. And that's why people have been complaining about fan service. But they don't realize they've been consuming fan service this whole time, just different types. Stellar Blade is specifically very fan servicey, and people were using that as a way to hate on Asian video games. And it's kind of unfair when you think that the people that hate on Stellar Blade are also the same people that love Baldur's Gate 3 for the exact same thing. Like all the people that were complaining about, like, oh, like I hate it when they sexualize video game characters. Why are we doing this? Meanwhile, they're like simping over Hades female characters. You know, they're like, oh my god, like, so, mommy, sorry, mommy. I'm like, why are you saying that about Aphrodite, but not about Eve from like Stellar Blade? You know, it just seems very anti-Asian. It seems kind of xenophobic. I'm gonna be honest, because why is one thing better than the other? It's like they hate fan service in Asian content, but they're perfectly okay with like sexualized content in Western media. It's unfair. It's a little weird. It's kind of closed-minded as well. One Piece. Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of people complain about fan service in anime, but the main reason why is because these people are only consuming mainstream shonen anime. And if you know anything about shonen, is that they're going to have fan servicey scenes, right? One Piece, um, like One Piece is a very obvious example, for example. But like, Dragon Ball isn't really like the same type of fan service, but Dragon Ball does have fan service when you think about it. Seeing two characters that you want to fight, it's that is technically fan service. It is an arc, sure, but I mean that is fan service. Like seeing two characters that you wish would interact is, and then like there's a scene of that is fan service. So for example, those kids that grew up being like, oh, who do you think would win in a fight, Batman or Superman? All those kids had fan service when Batman v Superman came out, right? Like that was a whole fan servicey movie, right? So that technically counts as fan service, but the antis only focus on panty shots, and I'm like, then stop watching anime with panty shots. It's so easy to find anime that doesn't have that. Just don't look for that type of thing. It's like I watched this one anime called Super Cub, and it's a very wholesome anime. It's about like a little girl. Is it not a little girl? It's like a high school girl who gets like a motorcycle for the first time, and she starts enjoying life. There was a scene at one point where this one friend of hers was fully naked, and it wasn't done in a sexualized way, and I was very shocked by this. I was like, oh, they have like a fully naked teenage girl, and for some reason they made it so that it wasn't sexualized, in tone, in framing, in nature. It was just like, oh, she just happens to be naked in the scene because she just hopped out of the shower. But it's not as sexualized as like a lot of other scenes in like shonen anime, because it's not a shonen anime. It's not an isekai with a sexy elf woman, or like a hot lolly or whatever, right? It's like, if you don't want sexualized content, then don't seek out the anime with sexualized content. That's why I mentioned that they're like, the people that are hating on it are only focused on shonen, like mainstream shonen. And the thing about mainstream shonen is that they're always going to have fan service. That's like the demographic. That's why it's probably popular. You think Oran High School Host Club isn't fan service? It is. That all of that is fan service. Like just like the freaking like the whole aspect of it being a host club, right? So it's husbando bait. That's why you have to differentiate between waifu bait and husbando bait. But yeah, it is still technically fan service. Yeah, exactly. Like Oran High School is fan service, but the people that consume it think, oh, it's not the same as it's not the same as my dress up darling, so it's not fan service. It's like, yeah, but you're a completely different demographic. Or in high school is shojo, right? It's directed towards like women. And oh, speaking of which, that also is something to take into account. The demographic that like the target demographic of the anime has a lot to do with like the fan service scenes, right? let's say let's say something like a harem versus a reverse harem anime. A harem anime is targeted towards straight guys usually. So you're going to have a lot of scenes where a girl tells a guy how much she likes him. You might have some sexualized scenes because guys are, more visual than women are. But in a reverse harem, the fan service is less ab shots and shirtless shots and more a guy telling a girl how much he likes her, how special she is. Maybe he'll like do a kabedon. Maybe he'll like lift her chin up with his finger. Like that is stuff that is targeted. That is stuff that is directed towards women that are into that sort of thing. And like you could have something that is like a certain genre, but depending on the demographic, it's going to be depicted a different way. So let's say something like Yuri, right? So like GL content. With lesbian content, right? It's very different depending on who it's made for. So let's say two different Yuris. Bloom Into You and Citrus. Both of these are technically Yuri anime. However, Bloom Into You is for people that are only into wholesome romantic lesbian stuff, whereas Citrus is more for people who are into sexualized lesbian stuff. It doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl, but like it's what kind of fan service you like, and that's why it changes the tone of the anime. And that's why, like, even though Bloom Into You and Citrus are both technically GL, they're both technically Yuri, they have very different tones in how they depict the lesbian relationships, right? Because like one is supposed to be romantic while the other is supposed to be sexualized. So if you want romantic fan service, you have to seek out romantic fan service anime. You don't seek out the sexualized stuff. That's why My Dress Up Darling was so interesting, because My Dress Up Darling, yeah, exactly. Everything contains fan service. It just depends on what kind of fan service you're looking for and what you come across, right? The thing with My Dress Up Darling, it has both wholesome romantic fan service and also sexualized visual fan service. So it's like, do you like both? And if one of them bothers you, can you put up with it to consume the other type of fan service, right? Because a lot of the time, you will put up with fan service that you don't like. Like, for example, I don't like feet, but I will see it in some anime, but it's not so bad that I can't watch the anime anymore. So I just keep watching and then just ignore that part. A lot of the people that complain about fan service in anime, I'm like, okay, you made it this far watching this anime, but you've been shitting on the fan service this whole time. Clearly, you don't have that much of a problem with it. So why are you bitching about it on Twitter exactly, right? It's like the people that complain about like panty shots in an anime like wait, it was like High School DxD, right? It's like that is a very fan servicey anime. If you can't put up with episode one, why are you trying to watch the whole thing, right? So like, stop bitching. Just find the fan service that you can tolerate, or find the fan service that you like. That's all you need to do. If you don't like fan service in a certain anime, click off. Just don't watch it. It's simple. People complaining about the fan service in Boku no Pico. Boku no Pico is not that bad, I'm going to be honest. I watched all three OVAs and it's nothing like people were trying to make it out to be. I mean, obviously it's bad, but it's like I've seen worse. I've seen much worse. I've seen worse from anime that actually gets aired online, like not online, on TV. So it's like, okay. So I was watching here like episode 3 the most. I think I watched that with Cloth though. Yeah, I think we watched that for like our hentai collab. Speaking of which, right? I was like thinking about how okay, so let's say something like gushing over magical girls, right? You know how annoying it is seeing people complain about like, oh man, this is so disgusting, I can't believe straight men like this type of thing. Meanwhile, there's so many like gay women that are like praising the anime for being so blatantly lesbian and degen. And I'm just like, okay, if you don't like fan service, just say that. It's like, if you don't like this type of fan service, don't watch it. Like, don't like start shitting on the people that consume it, right? It's like, I don't get a foot fetish, but I'm not gonna complain if like there's like a foot on screen. Like I'm not the person that's made for. And to the people that do benefit from that type of thing, I'm like, good for them, right? So it's the same thing with fan service. Like, is it enough to make you want to click off, or can you put up with it? And that's the thing a lot of people need to remember. It's like you can always stop watching the thing. You don't have to like tolerate stuff that you hate. So instead of like watching the whole thing and then complaining about it, just don't watch it. There's so many other types of anime out there. There's so many different types of fan service. Speaking of which, let's really talk about that type of thing. So I don't particularly care about lolly content. Like I don't really benefit from sexualized lollies because I'm kind of like, I don't really. I'm not a lolicon. I don't really care. But it's like if I see it in an anime, I'm just like, well, it is what it is, right? However, like you ever see those people like those V tweeters that complain about lolly VTubers, especially if they have like a relatively sexualized outfit on. That bugs me because it's like, okay, the people that complain about lollies are also the same people that normalize simping for like I don't know, venti in Genshin Impact, or like whatever else little boy that's in there, right? It's like they they normalize that type of thing, and then like they hate on people for liking the lolly characters. I'm just like, yeah, Venti's very popular. There's a lot of people that like Venti, and also like Aether, and for some reason they have a problem with people liking any of the girls. um and I'm just like, you guys are being really weird, because it's like, okay, so your problem is if they look visibly underage. Okay, what about Marin Kitagawa? She doesn't look underage, but people are still like, yeah, but she's 15. I'm just like, yeah, so are all the boys in Free, the swimming anime, right? All those boys are 16, and all of them are sexualized in every single scene that you could think of. Like, they are constantly having gratuitous shirtless pics or shirtless shots, but like no one's making any complaints about that anime. No one complains about the gay scenes between like any sports anime best friends, right? They are just a bunch of hypocrites, and that's why I don't really appreciate that. It's like, if you don't like that type of fan service, that's fine, but you can't say that fan service has no place in anime because just because you don't like it, right? It's like, it's fine, it's whatever. It's like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. People aren't gonna watch everything that you like, so you can't expect everybody to abide by the same things. So again, it's like they will praise something like Baldur's Gate. I mean, do you have any idea how many people, like how many women on Twitter like simped for like like Baldur's Gate 3 became so popular with women because of like Asterion and all the sex scenes with like certain characters, right? But like these same people will complain about something like Genshin Impact or Stellar Blade just because it's like, oh, like this character is too sexualized. I'm just like, why do you like Asterion then? Why do you like any of the characters in Hades? It's like they're all eye candy for you, but how come other people can't enjoy their eye candy, right? Exactly. You should just like what you want. It's like, I mean, be careful when it comes to real life people, obviously. Like, if you sexualize like a 17-year-old anime girl, don't sexualize a 17-year-old girl if you're like 32, you know? It's like, like, obviously be careful when it's real life people. But if it's fiction, it's like, who are you harming by watching content that's already there? Right? It's like, it's not like you force people to make the lolly anime. The lolly anime got made. You're just one of the people watching it. Like, that's all it is. It's like you're like, just just calm down about these types of things, and everyone can just consume anime however they want. Just don't shit on people who consume anime that you don't like. That's literally all it is. right? Exactly. Like who cares? It's like it's all drawings anyways at the end of the day. And it's like I'm a gooner, but I have my limits. But I'm not gonna tell people like they shouldn't watch certain things or shouldn't pay for certain content. Like that's up to them to decide what they want to do with their money and their time. You can't tell people what to do, and that's why I get really annoyed with V-tweeters and like antis on TikTok and Twitter like a lot, because they are just kind of like big hypocrites that don't really know what they're talking about. And it's like, I mean, for example, like I could have been a lolly, right? I could have been a lolly, but I kept worrying about like people complaining that I was normalizing, being sexual while being a lolly, or promoting underage drinking or something like that. And I'm just like, you guys just need to chill out. Like that's why I'm curious about the hamster girl from Gen 2, because it's like I want to see what she's gonna be like. Yeah, I know. It's like, you're stupid. Yeah, you're stupid. But it's like, here's the thing, Eric, right? It's like I have a career to worry about, so I can't just make a lot of mistakes like that. So I have to be a little mindful. Living like that it is very miserable. And it's just kind of like, a lot of the time it's like people just want to talk shit online. And like the thing with V-tweeters is that they're too busy chasing clout by making hot takes and controversial opinions and call out posts, when the main thing they should be worried about is making content. Tweeting how you don't like anime when you're a VTuber is really weird. Like what are like you're calling people gooners and like degenerates when you're profiting off of like having a sexualized model, right? It's like you think these boobs are here for, like, by accident? I put these boobs here. Like these are here for a reason. I could have covered up, but I'm not gonna, you know? Like it would be weird for me to say like, oh, like people who sexualize women's tits are weird. I'm like, what do you think these are here for? Right? Like I could have covered up a lot more, but I didn't. So yeah, exactly. Like never forget your roots. Exactly. It's like I remember coming across this one VTuber or this VTweeter, right? She was so annoying. I can't remember her name, but I remembered that she was so anti-anime because she hated how people liked lolly anime, and she kept seeing lolly stuff, and she hated anime just because of that. And then it was weird because she was like making fun of people that enjoyed degenerate content, while she had like the biggest tits I've ever seen on a model. Like I've seen some big boobs on VTubers, but she had huge knockers, and I'm just like, how are you gonna rag on the people that you're trying to attract? Like, the people that like lolly content, they're probably also gonna like big mommy milkers, which you're profiting off of. So don't be shitting on anime fans if your entire career is based off of anime, right? And that's what I don't like about like anti anime VTubers. It's like, it's okay. There's a lot of Western VTuber art styles. Like you don't have to all be anime. There's some like cartoons out there. Like it's very interesting designs. But don't shit on anime fans just because you don't personally like anime. It's like there's so many VTubers that don't like anime. That's fine, but don't shit on the fans that do. And that's yeah, that's the I yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's like I'm not, yeah, no, 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 no. But yeah, it's just kind of it's like, you know recognize what the roots of your career are, right? It's like, for example, it's I'm gonna here's another hot take from me. So let's say the K-pop community, right? A lot of K-pop is based off of hip hop, right? So that's like black culture and everything. So when you see K-pop artists or K-pop fans that are very anti-black, it does come across as really weird, because it's like these are the reasons why you have the music that you do. You think rap just showed up one day in Korea? Like you think that just and every single K-pop song these days has a rap verse, right? Like not just these days, but like it's been a long time coming. There's always been rap in K-pop, but it's like, don't just shit on like actual rap. Don't just shit on like actual hip hop just because it's a different language, for example, just because it's not done by like an Asian boy, right? So it's the same thing with like anti-anime fans being VTubers. It's like, like you may not like, the anime, but you don't have to like anime to be a VTuber, but at least have a respect for it, right? Like don't shit on the fans, don't shit on people that do enjoy it, don't shit on like the community or the media as a whole, right? Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Like at the end of the day, we are going to die the same way, right? We're all going to die eventually. Consume the content you want to consume. Don't hate on people for consuming stuff that you don't like. As long as it's not committing any crimes, it's not a big deal, right? Obviously, shame people if they consume like CP or like horse porn or whatever. But like, as long as it's like if it's like freaking video games, if it's freaking anime, who are they harming? Like the stuff is already made, like there's no demand for it that they're like, hey, if you don't make lolly anime right now, I'm gonna riot. No one's doing that. Like they're making lolly anime regardless, and you don't have to watch it. That's fine. There's lots of other fan service. It could be as simple as like a hand holding scene, a confession scene, a shirtless scene from like a guy that you think is really hot in an anime. There could be scenes where it's just like, oh, they're almost kissing, but they're not. That is also fan service. There's just like a lot, and you just need to find what you like, and you just need to chill out about the stuff that you don't like. It's as simple as just clicking off. That's literally all it is. I'm hungry. I'm like, I know I've only been talking like half an hour. But I'm just like, I want to end the stream. I want to eat, but I'm like, I know you guys would not want to hear me eating right now. I'm just like, should I just like restart a stream later? I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, do I want to end stream just to start a new one up? Oh man, I'm being so reckless right now. But yeah, it's like yeah, for the most part, there is a lot of different types of fan service. I think all fan service is needed because there's always going to be a demographic for it. So that's like the end of the topic for me, I guess. It's like you find what anime works for you or what content works for you, stick with it, but don't hate on the stuff that you're not consuming, right? I mean, like, I don't like harem anime, but I'm not going to shame people who like harem anime. It's like that's they're the demographic that anime is made for. I'm not, right? Yeah, you like harem anime. I mean, I'm a little bitch for like for complaining about that when I like reverse harem. But that's the thing. I like seeing like hot anime boys telling the main character how much they like her because she's so quirky, you know. And it's like there's a reason why people play dating games, right? I play a lot of Atoma games, for example. Like dating sims are very popular with like harem enjoyers, right? Kiss Him Not Me is full on fan service. It is so funny how that anime works because it's like it's both content for the reverse harem people and also the BL people, like the Fujoshis, like that they have content. Even like that one girl, like she provides like content for the people that like lesbians. So it's like there's fan service in everything. Food Wars, I feel like it is blatantly fan servicey, and I don't personally benefit from it. But at least they're not just going after pretty girls. They're also like making dudes naked. They're also making old guys naked. They're very unapologetically they're very inclusive when it comes to like their nude shots in Food Wars. It's like it's not just like the cute girls, they're also targeting the guys too. Hi Yuji, hello, hello. So yeah, it's like it's the same thing with certain types of anime. There's always going to be fan service. Yuri on Ice, for example, that ice skating anime. It wasn't blatant, but there were a couple times where it was just like, yeah, this is fan service. Because they don't have to show like two guys making out for it to be gay fan service. You know, it's like we had scenes where they were just like holding hands or putting their faces close to each other. There was a scene where he literally put lip balm on his lips for him, and so it's like that technically was like severe fan service for the Fujoshis, right? Um, due to the repeat of scenes. Yeah, that's the thing with Yuri on Ice for Rix. It's just like with Yuri on Ice, it is very much they had a budget, okay? Like it's like I think cuz like they were pumping out the anime so quickly. They had to kind of rush with the animation, so they had to cut corners where they could. And so there were a lot of scenes that were just like repetitive. And yeah, it's like for example, with how much Yuri was doing his performance of the fuck, what was it called? But like, yeah, that, you know, the one, you know, that performance, he kept having to do it. I mean, I get why. I just hated how repetitive it was, and that's why they had to just kind of change things up with how he, you know, like flips his hair or whatever, or does like a little smirk every single time that happened. Like they tried to change it up a little. So I get it. I get it. But for the most part, yeah, they had to cut corners. There was this one anime, speaking of like Fujoshi, right? There's this one anime. Um, I thought it would be a lot gayer than it was. It's called My New Boss is Goofy, and I recently finished that. And the thing with that anime is like it's not specifically BL. It's not specifically yaoi, but there was a lot of stuff that I would consider like, you know, fan servicey, just because it was like, oh look, two guys being insanely close and friendly with each other. It's almost gay, but it's not saying that it's gay. You know, it's only a little gay. And so I was just kind of like, is this fan service, or am I looking into it too much and I'm just looting the healthy relationship between two guys? You know, so I was like wondering about that. Chubby Yuri best. Yeah, Chubby Yuri is great. um but it's like would you consider that fan service, like, you know, just like a chubby character? I feel like when it comes to anime, because of how many characters are just kind of the same body type, they're all very petite, very skinny. Having a chubby character does count as fan service unless it's like specifically used for comedic effect, right? Where it's just like, oh, look at this lame, ugly, fat guy, right? Like, what's a good example of that? Uh, okay, so I think it was this anime called Asubi Asubase, which is like these three girls, and like they're all playing games together, like traditional Japanese childhood games. So the thing with that one, there's this like one girl who's like a blonde, right? And she's like a really pretty you know, foreigner basically. And she was talking about how her older brother was gonna come to the school to like visit or something. So the other character was thinking like, oh, I bet he's like a really hot, like, you know, white guy. He's like a really hot, like tall blonde dude. No, he was like a chubby guy. He was like a freaking he was a freaking otaku. He had like a very stereotypical otaku look to him. But that's the thing that was like, so yeah, that was used for comedic effect rather than for fan service. With Yuri being chubby, I would consider that both fan service and comedic effect. Because like the whole point is like, oh, he's gonna have a glow up, he's gonna lose weight, he's gonna get hot. But you know, they're I don't know. I think it depends on whether or not you're a chub chaser, or yeah, I was thinking the spiciness. Yeah. Why are you making fun of me? Hey, no, not nah. Me. Yeah, I know. It's like I feel like anything can be considered fan service if you're desperate enough, right? Like if somebody just told me like, okay, so like if you asked me like what I would consider fan service, like personally, right? Someone just saying my name is fan service to me. Like it doesn't like just whispering my name into my ear, I'm kind of into, right? It doesn't have to be like so like it doesn't have to be like a scene of like a guy taking off his shirt in front of me. It could literally just be as simple as that. And I'd be like, "Oh my god, like really?" Like like right now could be fan service if I just told you guys like, oh my god, I love you guys so much, I've missed you. You know, some people benefit from that, like me just going like, that's something that a lot of people could benefit from. That is fan service, but it doesn't have to be the same fan service as like when I was barking or moaning on stream the other day. That is a different type of fan service, you know. ASMR, for example, that is completely fan service. I did it as a joke, and you guys seem to like it, and now I'm doing it for money. I'm not monetized on YouTube yet, so that's why I had to do like the whole stream elements thing. But see, it's like anything can be fan service if you're a goon, you know, like if you're gooner enough. And so yeah, it's like yeah, love handles on guys can be good. Yeah, it's like yeah, like I said, you just have to be enough of a degenerate to appreciate literally anything. Wholesome fan service directed towards guys, because I know a lot of people complain about Rent a Girlfriend. A lot of people hate Rent a Girlfriend. But there are moments where I would consider it like wholesome fan service, right? And so if you like those scenes, that's the stuff that appeals to you. Whereas other people would prefer stuff like My Dress Up Darling. My Dress Up Darling, again, as I mentioned, has both romantic and sexual fan service. You have Marin basically showing her tits a lot, but then you also have scenes where she's being cute and being like so into Gojo that it's like, oh my god, this cute girl has a crush. That's so nice. For example, like the last scene at the end of the season, they fall asleep on call together, but she like confesses to him while he's asleep and he doesn't hear it. That is fan service, you know? It's like, I mean, that's an important plot point, but it's like it didn't need to happen. And that's why I consider it fan service. Like, she didn't need to say that. That could have just been, you know, whatever, but it's like it needed to be there for the fans to enjoy, right? Like, okay, so let's say a love confession. There's so many times where a love confession is fan service. Like, it doesn't need to happen, it doesn't need to be shown on screen, it doesn't need to be done in like a POV kind of a way. Why do people like Rem from ReZero, right? People are always just like, oh, Rem best girl, Rem best girl, even though Subaru is supposed to end up with Emilia. Rem is considered best girl by a lot of people because I feel like the wholesome fan service that she provides in how earnest she is with her feelings for Subaru, I think that's what appeals to a lot of people. A lot of guys or like whatever, just or anybody who that appeals to. A lot of them just really like the idea of an attractive person being sincere in their feelings for them, right? A lot of people just want a cute girl to have feelings for them and like fawn over them. Like it doesn't have to be sexualized. It could just be like, you know, it's like as I always say, sometimes it's not about the boner in your pants. Sometimes you want a boner in your heart. You know, you wanna be horny in the feels. Like you wanna be a gooner when it comes to the feelings, right? So it's like that's where a lot of people benefit from more romantic anime, and that's why shojo is the way that it is. It is chock full of fan service. It's a romance, for God's sake. Shojo is usually rom com, whereas shonen is mostly action, and that's why it's different. And that's why like when people hate on fan service in shonen, it's because they don't like that type of fan service. But all of shojo, a lot of um a lot of shojo does have fan service. I don't think I've seen one without it. But it's like, yeah, it's just a different type of fan service, right? Even the most wholesome stuff has some form of fan service. Even if it's not blatantly obvious, like a shirtless guy, it's going to be a hot guy telling you how much he likes you. It's gonna be a guy asking you out, but like it's a first person POV, so it's like the viewer can you know insert themselves into the main character. a lot of dating sims work this way. That's why you have POV shots rather than a third person POV where it's like the guy confessing to the main character. No, it's a guy looking you in the eyes, like in the camera, and he's asking you out. Right? That is fan service, but they don't consider it that. But it is. It is fan service. It If the anime is good, it doesn't matter what type it is. I again, it's like it depends on the type of person you are. I'm okay with certain fan service because I know that it's not for me, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, I can't watch this anime now because it has a titty shot. I'm like, I can ignore that. I can watch Fairy Tale while ignoring the fan service. I can watch One Piece while ignoring the fan service. It doesn't matter that much. It's when it gets like to an uncomfortable degree that I'm like, okay, maybe I need to click off. But that's because like the anime isn't good enough, right? Any good anime can make you forget about the stuff that you don't like about it. And so it's the same can be said for fan service, same could be said for anything. I mean, like, I'm sure lots of people don't like the Hisoka scenes in Hunter x Hunter. Are they still going to watch? Wait, is Hisoka Hunter x Hunter or Doctor Stone? No, wait, it's Hunter x Hunter, right? Wait, was it? Yeah. Yeah, it's like they're going to ignore the stuff that they don't like, right? Like they're going to ignore the stuff that they don't like because like the content itself is very good. um that's the thing, you have to make something good about your anime. If you can't make the story good, make the fan service good. If you can't make the fan service good, make the story good. It would be great if both the fan service scenes and the story are great, but it's like you can't expect all of them to be winners. Some of them are gonna have you're gonna have some stinkers. So for example, what's an anime that I watched recently? Not too long ago, I did watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I didn't really care about the fan service because I was there for the story, right? A lot of people are there for the fan service, but it's like, yeah, like not me. I was there for the story. I watch porn for the plot. But it's like other times I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just here for one thing and one thing only, and that's why a lot of harem anime, the story, or are you watching it because there's a lot of cute girls that are doing things for the main character, right? A lot of the time it's blatantly fan servicey because they know like why people are watching their anime. Girlfriend, like My Dress Up Darling, or the other ones I mentioned, Citrus, even something like, Gushing Over Magical Girls. No one's really watching those for the story. That's not why you clicked on. You're watching it because you wanted to see cute girls in inappropriate settings, right? You're not watching because you're like, oh, I really care about this anime waifu's hopes and dreams. Like, I mean, yeah, you can care about that, but that's not why people are watching Rent a Girlfriend. They don't care about her life. They just want to see her do stuff. And that's why people hate like Rent a Girlfriend, because like they don't like how fan servicey it is, because like the story isn't strong enough for the people that don't want to watch the fan service. And that's why they're like so okay with shitting on it. I'm like, yeah, then watch a different anime at that point, right? Is showing getting naked to warm up Hyoga's body. Oh my god. I mean, that's pretty, yeah, I mean, yeah. um Also, Furx, don't worry. I am working on like three different types of I am working on some new ASMR. So it's like you guys are getting, because here's the thing. You guys know that I'm not doing GFE when I do these streams, right? You're here for my yapping. You're not here for my GFE. But like the GFE comes in the form of my ASMR content. So the people that enjoy my yapping can still enjoy the yapping without the fan service. And the people that do like the fan service, you can find that content on my YouTube channel. So it's you're here for both. So it's like because that's the thing with ASMR, for example. The reason why I only did it like on stream a couple times, it was because I know that people are not here for my ASMR. People are here because they want to hear my thoughts and opinions. They want to hear me yap. They want to put me in the background, right? They're not here to listen to me like drink water or play in a bathtub. Like that's for a different day. That's for a different audience. So it's like the fan service is separate when I do my streams, because it's like I don't want to make the people that are here for the yapping, I don't want to make them uncomfortable, and the people that are here for the ASMR, I don't want to make them uncomfortable by yapping. So what you want to do is like separate the two, right? And so that's why I'm going to have like once I start posting more ASMR, I'm probably gonna and I start posting gaming content, I'm probably gonna have two different YouTube channels. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna make the main, like the current one, I'm gonna make it like ASMR only, and then I'm gonna make a secondary channel for the gaming content. That way, the people that are there for gaming videos are not going to be bombarded with ASMR. The people that are there for ASMR aren't going to be bombarded by gaming. So it's like I'm going to keep those two separate. The same way I keep my stream separate from the ASMR, except for like a few like fan servicey streams of mine. But for the most part, I want to separate the two because I don't want to like, because you guys can't skip ahead. You guys can't. I don't want to expect you guys to like put up with certain things, right? Like I don't want to be like just out of nowhere doing uncomfortable fan service, unless it's like for a bit, unless it's a joke, right? But it's like if you guys don't like the whole whispering thing, you're not gonna get bombarded by that like in my streams. Like I'm gonna talk softly, but it's not the same as like just whispering directly into the mic. If you like that sort of thing, watch an ASMR streamer, but I'm not gonna be an ASMR streamer anytime soon. But yeah, I don't know, it's just kind of when I make okay, so this is something that I could give to you guys as a form of advice if ever you decide to stream in the future, or if you're an aspiring streamer or what. When you stream, think about don't just think about what kind of content you want to make, also think about what kind of content you would enjoy watching, right? If I don't like my own streams, how can I expect people to enjoy my streams, right? The reason I'm always yapping so much is because I'm gonna be honest, I don't like comfy streamers. I think they're boring. I appreciate what they do and I know that people do like them. I just don't like, I will pass out. I don't want to pass out while watching a stream. I want to like be engaged. I don't want to get like easily distracted by other things. I want to be locked in when I watch a streamer. I want to be engaged in the conversation. I want to be engaged in the stream. I don't want to just hear someone, like whispering into the mic about how much they love me. That's not what I'm not into that. But it's like if I were to make streams, I want to make it the types of streams that I personally would enjoy. And then if it's like the ASMR content, I want to make it stuff that I also personally enjoy. I don't enjoy whispering, and that's why I'm not going to be whispering in my stream in my ASMR content. I'm not enjoying the whole ear cleaning thing, so I'm not going to be doing that either. I'm very picky when it comes to ASMR, and I don't really benefit from women doing ASMR. I benefit from guys ASMR more. But at least like if I'm gonna be making the ASMR, I want to make it content that I would at least kind of be okay with, right? So it's like all the stuff that I'm not comfortable with, you're not gonna hear in an ASMR video anytime soon. Like for example, like mukbang channels, I don't like hearing people eat. Like I like, crunchy noises. Like if they eat potato chips, I'm all for that. But if they're slurping their noodles and like chewing loudly, I kind of get grossed out. So I don't like doing that type of thing either. Like how can I expect people to like something that I personally hate? So it's like so it's the same thing with like making content. If you make videos, or if you're streaming or whatever, do you like content that you personally make, right? Like don't do content that that you don't like, because like why, like how would you know what works if you're not going to consume that type of content? Like for example, my gaming content, I'm not going to be making cozy game videos because I don't personally like cozy game channels. I like chaotic. I don't like screaming. I don't like screaming into like the mic. I don't like it when people peek their mics when they're gaming, and that's why I'm not going to be doing that either. And so it's like, make the content that you would watch. And if you would watch your own content, then that's good. That means like that's at least one person would watch your videos, right? At least one person would watch your streams. Clanging of utensils drives me insane. Yeah, it's like, oh my god, metal on metal sounds so bad. It's like, Jesus, like it's so uncomfy to listen to. I hate it. God, it's like anti ASMR. I do get a reaction, but it's an adverse reaction, right? I like my ears to bleed. Yeah, yeah. It's like I remember watching this girl. She was just like doing a mukbang, and it was nice for a while, and then it got really uncomfortable when it got to like the sloppier foods because I could hear her chewing, and it was like, ew, yeah, gross. um what are you supposed to do in here? Well, this is where you can basically pretend this is TikTok live but with VTubers. So you can donate gifts. Yeah, there's like a gift thing over there. You can donate gifts depending on how many points you have, and it's kind of like the same way as like gifting someone on TikTok live, or doing like a donation on streams on Twitch or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, you're just right now you're just listening to me talk to people about anime. But right now, wait, what were we talking about? ASMR. Yeah, fan service in ASMR. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. How do you make avatar? Well, there's a current jumpstart thing on AniLive. You can apply for that, I guess. Or you go make a model, you go look for a model that you can buy. There's free models that you could purchase, I guess, or not purchase, but like acquire. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just here to stream, man. I'm just here to stream. So okay, so basically, ASMR can also be fan service, right? Like, I mean, like if I get really close and like personal with you guys, and I just like talk like this, that's different from me talking like this normally. There is an anime. I forgot what it was called, but it's an anime where a guy gets isekai'd and he gets reincarnated as as a he gets reincarnated as an ASMR microphone. And so all the anime is ASMR fan service. And the guy is literally having the privilege and the luxury of having all these anime waifus whisper into his ear directly. And I'm just like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. But yeah, like that kind of anime is blatantly fan servicey, right? Gushing over magical girls is blatantly fan servicey. My dress up darling, blatantly fan servicey. So if you don't like any of this stuff, then don't watch these anime. Like if it's like a fantasy isekai shonen anime, you 80% of the time you are going to get fan service. But that's the thing, people will complain about the fan service in One Piece, knowing what One Piece looks like with all those like big boobied women. I'm like, if you don't want that much fan service in a fantasy anime, check out Berserk. Like there's so many anime that you could watch without fan service. um so it's like it just depends on what kinds you like and what kinds you don't like, what you can put up with, what you can't put up with. And that's the main thing. I want to keep talking, but I'm really hungry now, so I'm gonna have to go eat. Maybe I'll start up a stream later. I have no idea, but yeah, for now, sorry, today's just a short stream, guys. I am like kind of tired, but yeah, maybe it's because I didn't eat dinner last night. All I had was yeah, it's like I had not eaten in several hours. Like I don't yeah, like from my last stream, you know what I ate? I ate like my ice cream. I didn't even finish it. I didn't even finish my ice cream from Dairy Queen. I ate like half of it and I put the rest in the fridge, and I tried eating more but I put it back. I need food. All I've had were like crackers and like a spicy Korean cucumber salad I made. I made some hard boiled eggs just now. I'm probably gonna make noodles as well. I don't know, but like I need to go eat. But yeah, that's probably why I'm tired today. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to me rant about this. This kind of thing would be a video, but I'm like, I don't want to be a video essayist. There's so much research I have to do, so much editing. Bleh. But anyways, thank you guys so much for coming. Hope to see you guys on my next stream. Hopefully, I'll be able to post my schedule tomorrow or the day after. I won't have a stream tomorrow. Just remember, I no stream tomorrow. But yeah, I'll try to stream more this week. See you guys in a couple days, I guess. But until then, take care. Bye. Bye bye. Good night, everybody. Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.